they hire, okay, community manager hire कर लो, और अरे community बना लो, you know, as if it's like, अरे community बना लो, it's like you throw money at it and community बन जाएगा कल ही. So what is it that makes a community tick according to you?
So I live by the saying that when women support each other, incredible things happen. I'm the face of IWD, but actually the community is built by the 55,000 women out there coming and supporting each other every day.
So, but why does that happen? Like, why do people not believe के अरे यार यहाँ पे भी कोई अपना marketing ही कर रहा होगा?
Because they see genuine people out there. So it's not only online interactions, we meet people offline. They know Reema enough and around, you know, moving around enough in Dubai that they know that Reema is real, and probably every other member of IWD is real.
Once a community grows, there's always the temptation to want to monetize it immediately, and I'm sure you have commercial interests as well.
Communities only come together when the intention is right, and that is what IWD is. Reema is a social media influencer, so I'm okay to do brand promotions.
Welcome guys to Konversations Cafe. We are in Dubai. Konversations Cafe is a show that brings ordinary Indians to you who've done extraordinary work. They are people just like you and me. They just strive for more. They worked harder. And most importantly, they made the right career choices. The one question that we ask everybody at All 20 by InsideIIM is this: do you invest in yourself enough?
इंटरेस्टिंगली जैसे ही 2009 में IIM पास आउट किया, बेन में थैंकफुली नौकरी लग गई थी. घर वालों ने बोला हमारे घर में लड़कियां काम नहीं करती हैं. सो आई कॉल्ड माय बॉयफ्रेंड देन इन लंदन. आई वाज लाइक मेरी शादी तो हो रही है, तुम्हें करनी है क्या?
So you had to do IIM to delay marriage, and then you had to marry to continue work.
I think that unfortunately that's probably the reality of a lot of girls in India. I'm really hoping it's changed in the last 10 years, but I graduated in 2009, so 12 years ago. Honestly, that is my reality, and sometimes you have to do things that you have to do.
Just psychologically, how did you find that entire effort of having to constantly fight this, right? Like, for example, if a guy has gotten into IIT, IIM, Bain, etc., तो you know लोग मिठाइयाँ बांटते हैं, you know, to announce that, right? Like here you are on the other side trying to fight every single thing कि IIT जाने के लिए fight करो पहले, फिर शादी रुकवानी है तो तुम IIM जा रहे हो. And then again, if you want to work again, you need to get married, right? Despite the fact that it's a fabulous job with a great brand. So did that ever kind of feel unfair to you? And did you speak to anyone at that point of time who helped you, you know, navigate that, or you just accepted it?
No, I think I didn't accept it. I always fought it in my own way and in my own limitations. But yeah, I think I'm not one of those who will just accept what you take. I have to think and say, you know, I really want to do this, and let's see how we can make the whole support system to do this. And that's kind of, I've been throughout like that.
What would you say to somebody who's going through that today? For example, anyone who's watching this who feels that I am exactly in the same position that this woman was all those years back. So what would your advice be?
I guess the number of role models has increased now, right? The examples in 2009, I'll tell you, I only knew one name, Indra Nui, at that point of time, of who was an IMC alumnus, was breaking the glass ceiling. Now the number of women we can talk about as examples is a lot more. So look up to your role models. If those women can do it, why not you? You just have to power through it and fight the system sometimes, but you have to.
How was this new country transition? I understand that you also got married, and now also it's a new, so it's a new life and a new country and a new professional work environment as well. So how was that period like for you?
I love the transition from India to London. I think maybe I moved with the right company, because being as usual, as such as the company has great culture throughout the world. So the transition was much easier, but I love the London culture. You know, there is no FaceTime culture in London. You come to office at 9 o'clock, you do your own job, and you go home when you are done, which is a very European culture, which I hope more and more Indian companies can adopt. You don't need to sit if your work is done and your manager still has to get her job done. If you're done, you go go home. There's a lot more flexibility around working from home. So I used to do that a lot. Like, today I'm going to work from home. Fridays are very chill days. Party starts at 3 o'clock as long as you are done. But again, the expectation is also that you have to do what you have to do. So if you are good at doing what your work, you can really have a good ride.
So now what happens later? And again, this is a question that I'm curious about because I have had a child about 14 months back. This is a question a lot of WhatsApp groups that I am part of, people discuss about. So obviously it changes a woman's life far more than, the others, like the dada, dadi, nana, nani, the husband. Obviously none of those are going to go through what a woman goes through. So how was that new role of being a mother, and what impact did it have on your career as well?
I think as women, we play a lot of roles, right? So I am a mother, I am a wife, I am a daughter, I'm a daughter-in-law, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a social media influencer. And each of those roles, by nature of being a woman, I want to be a perfectionist. So, I want to be the perfect mother, I want to be with my kids, I want to be the perfect wife to my husband and spend time with him. But the challenge which we women face is we don't ask for help. And honestly, that is what I've learned on my journey so far. I ask for help, whether it's asking my husband to do bedtime sometimes because I need to go to some meetings which are very important, or whether it's getting help in terms of asking my nanny to do all the work for my kids because I'm not at home. So let's get help. And I feel that if you build that support system and ask for help, people do help and everybody comes forward to help because you are in that system that people want you to succeed. They just don't know how to come forward.
So tell us about this Bain to IWD kind of a transition. You also again moved countries. So first of all, why were you keen on shifting from the UK to UAE if you were keen? And how did IWD happen after that?
So I think moving to Dubai made much more sense for us as a family. So again, as women, we want to go with the family. So we agreed and we moved here. We also had a pact secretly between me and my husband. I'll try here for 2 years because obviously I had a good career in London. If in 2 years I don't figure out what I do, we might look at going back. So it was a 2-year deal that we had signed up for. So then that's when IWD happened. It started as a little side passion project. I wanted to make friends when I landed in Dubai. I'm a very social person. I like to go out with my girls. I just made a Facebook community one day and added the few people that I knew in Dubai and said, would anybody like to meet up for a coffee? And from that, the first coffee meetup happened, and then the next Diwali meetup happened, and the Christmas meetup happened, and the rest is history. I was still working in corporate life, and then COVID happened. When COVID happened, we all stayed home, right? But what happened is I could feel the stress in the system. I could feel people getting financial stress, physical stress, emotional stress, all due to COVID. So what I would do during COVID is run these free Zoom sessions, completely free Zoom sessions. Every day at 4 o'clock, I would invite anybody who would give me like a yoga instructor, a dance instructor, a Zumba instructor, somebody to play some games. And we would go live at 4 o'clock every day. And just by word of mouth and $0 spent on marketing, we suddenly grew from 1,000 members to 30,000 members at IWD. Completely by the work we were doing and just people telling their friends, come join IWD. Yahan pe bahut, they do a lot of stuff. There's a lot of interesting things going on. And that's when IWD was born in reality, from a Facebook community to a little bit more than that.
And what is the purpose of IWD?
So our mission is women supporting women. We have a social mission of connecting people, making friends, celebrating events, because Dubai is an expat country. We don't move here with friends and family. You just move here for a job most of the times. And we have a business mission of empowering women-led businesses. So just like me, I want to create that platform for women to come forward and support each other, network, and grow together.
And with respect to what you've done, have you ever thought of expanding it beyond Indian women? Do you want to make a Pakistani women in Dubai and a Sri Lankan women in Dubai, maybe even European women in Dubai? Are there plans to grow in that fashion?
So it could be the other way around. It could be Indian women abroad. So why not? If things work out, maybe next time we sit together, we'll be talking about that. But we are already the largest. So it started with Indian women in Dubai. I think we've already conquered UAE. So we are the largest women-only community in UAE, not only Dubai. The name still is IWD because that's how we started, and the brand still exists as IWD, which is in itself a brand now. But I think Singapore, London, or any other expat city faces the same problem that we have. And we are trying to figure out a formula which works and unites the Indian expat community. So hopefully we can expand it to other companies and countries and cities probably.
We are going to be in Singapore in May, so hopefully that's a clue for you. What is the thing that makes a community tick? This is a question that I ask anybody who's built a community. It's one of the hardest things to do. There are a lot of brands who start up and then they say they hire community manager hire kar lo, or अरे community बना लो, as if it's like अरे community बना लो, it's like you throw money at it and community बन जाएगा कल ही, right? And I think clearly anybody who's done any kind of real business would realize that it's not possible to do that so easily. So what is it that makes a community tick according to you?
So I live by the saying that when women support each other, incredible things happen. I'm the face of IWD, but actually the community is built by the 55,000 women out there coming and supporting each other every day. So we're proud to be called the Google for Indian women Dubai. You ask us a question, fire away doubt on the platform. Women will come forward and answer with recommendations which have been tried and tested by the members of the community. And that is what makes IWD different than any other commercial community out there.
So, but why does that happen? Like, why do people not believe के अरे यार यहाँ पे भी कोई अपना marketing ही कर रहा होगा? Like, why do people believe in the fact that this community is going to give me the right advice and is going to think in my interest?
Because they see genuine people out there. So it's not only online interactions, we meet people offline. So I do as many offline events as much as online events. So they are meeting real people in the real time and in the real world. So it's not somebody, a bot sitting behind a computer and saying, you are joining IWD, welcome to IWD. No, they know Reema enough and around, moving around enough in Dubai that they know that Reema is real and probably every other member of IWD is real.
And how do you think about monetization, right? Like, the thing is, once a community grows, there's always the temptation to want to monetize it immediately and, build, products and ways to try and make money. How do you keep away from that? I'm sure you have commercial interests as well, but how do you balance the two and how have you thought about that?
I think the beauty of the community is it's not monetized in that way, right? So communities only come together when the intention is right, and that is what IWD is. Reema is a social media influencer, so I'm okay to do brand promotions, but the community still stays as a community, as a close-knit unit, which comes together when help is needed.
Awesome. I think a lot of audience members had questions, so in the interest of time, I think I should stop asking questions. Guys, over to you.
So I'm Hilda. I work with HSBC. I always wanted to work onshore, basically out of India. What is your advice? Like, I've spent 15 years with the same organization. I haven't jumped onto other organizations. What is your advice for people looking for opportunities, especially women?
People looking for opportunities in Dubai? In Dubai, I think network. You have to network. Job market in Dubai is great, but you still have to find the right referrals and the right people recruiting you. So you are in Dubai, you're in the land of opportunities, but make sure that now that you're here, meet a lot more people from your industry or your area of interest.
Hi ma'am. So your speech was awesome. I really enjoyed it. My name is Reema. I work with Ernst & Young. I'm based out of Kerala. So I could actually resonate with a lot of things you said, family pressure, etc. I would like for personal advice, like when that guilt feeling comes into you as, you don't excel as a mom, you don't excel as a daughter, how do you brush it aside and move on?
I'll be honest, the guilt feeling comes every day. Every day. I think every morning you wake up and you decide whether you want to be a mom, drop your kids to school, or you want to be doing some entrepreneurship work, or you want to do social media work, or you want to spend time with your husband. I think you have to prioritize at every point of time and say, this is what I'm going to get done today. For example, I'm in this session today. It's okay if the kids are home because this session obviously adds value to what I do. But tomorrow morning I'll be back at the school runs and dropping my kids to school and picking them up from school. So you have to prioritize, you have this much time in a day, just decide how you're going to spend time. So for example, one rule I have is to do my kids' bedtime. So no matter which meeting I am, wherever I am in the city, my full effort is to be there at 7 o'clock at night every evening to be there with my kids. And I put them to bed every night. If I'm allowed one night out a week as per my agreement with my kids. If I'm not there, I try my 100% that my husband is there and he's doing the sleepover for the kids. So ask for help and prioritize every day is what I would say.
Yeah, go ahead, Gautam.
Having known you for like almost 15, 16 years now, and having sat down with you and listening to what you were thinking about as a career back in IIM, how different has life panned out for you versus what you thought back then? And where do you think the next 15 years take you from here along the way?
Yeah, so just for context, Gautam was my mentor at IIM Bangalore. And I used to go to him with all my CVs. He's edited a lot of my CVs as seniors mentor the kids. So he knows where I started. He also knew why I wanted an internship in London during my summers. But I think life has not panned out, right? We started with Lehman Brothers. I was desperate for a finance PPO at that point of time because finance was the in thing and I wanted to be in London for personal reasons. And moved on to consulting, moved on to entrepreneurship. I think life has been very different as planned. 15 years back on campus, nobody knew IWD would come into existence. Today, it's my heart and soul. It's like my third baby right now after my 2 kids. But it has been very beautiful. Honestly, I've loved every part of my journey. And I'm sure with my husband and my supporters like you, the next 15 years are also going to be very beautiful. Thank you.